The 10 fastest charging EVs we tested in 2023. Charging stations are rarely places where you want to spend your time. Get in and out as quick as possible with these fast charging EVs. The conversation around electric vehicles often centers on range, but road trippers and EV shoppers who can't charge at home should place just as much importance on how quickly an EV recharges at a DC fast charger. Automakers showcase this in different, and often confusing, ways. Hyundai, for example, says the Ioniq 6 can replenish its battery from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. That's not very helpful, though, to drivers who measure distance in miles rather than battery percentage. We think a more useful EV metric is how many miles of range an EV can add after 15, 30, 45, and 60 minutes of charging. These numbers give you a better idea of how long you'll have to wait before hitting the road again. Over the course of 2023, we executed fast charging tests on 37 different electric vehicles. Some were less than spectacular. A Nissan Leaf added just 30 miles in 15 minutes, but the fastest charging EVs can add more than 150 miles of range in the time it takes to use the bathroom and grab a snack. Our fast charging test, which goes hand in hand with our Motor Trend road trip range test, starts with the vehicle's battery preconditioned in at a 5% charge. We plug into a DC fast charger that can deliver as much power as the vehicle can accept and start a stopwatch that runs until the battery reaches 100%. The range added at every 15-minute interval is based on the vehicle's efficiency while traveling at a constant 70 miles per hour. With that, here are the fastest charging EVs Motor Trend tested in 2023. 2023 BMW i7 xDrive 60. Range added after 15 minutes of charging, 120 miles. Range added after 30 minutes of charging, 203 miles. Range added after 45 minutes of charging, 258 miles. Range added after 60 minutes of charging, 289 miles. Time for 5 to 80% charge, 37 minutes. Time for 5 to 100% charge, 65 minutes. Peak charging power, 196 kilowatts. The all-electric version of the large and luxurious 2023 BMW 7 Series, the i7 charges onto this list thanks to its ability to add 120 miles of range in 15 minutes. That only accounts for 41% of its Motor Trend road trip range of 292 miles, mostly because of its big 101.7 kilowatt-hour battery pack and max charging speed of 195 kilowatts, which you'll discover is merely adequate compared to the higher-ranked vehicles on this list. That said, the i7 xDrive 60 is still a thoroughly impressive, and heavy, electric sedan that manages to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds. Read our first test of the 2023 BMW i7 xDrive 60. 2023 Genesis Electrified GV70, range added after 15 minutes of charging, 130 miles. Range added after 30 minutes of charging, 201 miles. Range added after 45 minutes of charging, 239 miles. Range added after 60 minutes of charging, 255 miles. Time for 5 to 80% charge, 31 minutes. Time for 5 to 100% charge, 66 minutes. Peak charging power, 248 kilowatts. It should come as no surprise that the Model 3 dual motor's max charging rate of 250 kilowatts is the second highest in this list, as Tesla has had over a decade to develop and revise its EV technology. While the Model 3 lands at 7th on this list, Tesla's charging experience is subjectively the best in this group, and it's not even close. Thanks to the sheer volume and reliability of Tesla's supercharger stations, you should have no issue adding 130 miles of range to your Model 3 in just 15 minutes consistently. Read our comparison test of the 2023 and 2024 Tesla Model 3 dual motor. (2023 Genesis Electrified GV70). Range added after 15 minutes of charging, 123 miles. Range added after 30 minutes of charging, 173 miles. Range added after 45 minutes of charging, 189 miles. Range added after 60 minutes of charging, 191 miles. Time for 5 to 80% charge, 20 minutes. Time for 5 to 100% charge, 37 minutes. Peak charging power, 232 kilowatts. As its name suggests, this luxury crossover is the electric version of the popular gas-powered Genesis GV70 compact SUV, which won our 2022 SUV of the Year award. EVs based on internal combustion platforms typically come with shortcomings, but charging speed is not one of them for the electrified GV70. With a nearly depleted battery and a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, you should be good to cover another 123 miles of driving after 15 minutes of charging. Read our first test of the 2023 Genesis electrified GV70, 2022 Tesla Model 3 dual motor. Range added after 15 minutes of charging, 130 miles. Range added after 30 minutes of charging, 201 miles. Range added after 45 minutes of charging, 239 miles. Range added after 60 minutes of charging, 255 miles. Time for 5 to 80% charge, 31 minutes. Time for 5 to 100% charge, 66 minutes. Peak charging power, 248 kilowatts. It should come as no surprise that the Model 3 dual motor's max charging rate of 250 kilowatts is the second highest in this list, as Tesla has had over a decade to develop and revise its EV technology. While the Model 3 lands at 7th on this list, Tesla's charging experience is subjectively the best in this group, and it's not even close. Thanks to the sheer volume and reliability of Tesla's supercharger stations, you should have no issue adding 130 miles of range to your Model 3 in just 15 minutes consistently. Read our comparison test of the 2023 and 2024 Tesla Model 3 dual motor. 2023 Lucid Air Touring. Range added after 15 minutes of charging, 132 miles. Range added after 30 minutes of charging, 197 miles. Range added after 45 minutes of charging, 232 miles. Range added after 60 minutes of charging, 261 miles. Time for 5 to 80% charge, 40 minutes. Time for 5 to 100% charge, 89 minutes. Peak charging power, 229 kilowatts. Edging out the Tesla by a couple miles in our testing is the 2023 Lucid Air Touring, which recorded 132 miles of range after 15 minutes of being plugged into a 350 kilowatt fast charger. Leave it plugged in for an hour, and you'll return to a vehicle with 261 miles of range, which is just enough to get you from New York City to our nation's capital. The Air Touring is a mid-grade trim among the handful available in the sedan's lineup, and it's arguably the most desirable one thanks to its mix of performance, value, and, of course, fast charging capabilities. Read our first test of the 2023 Lucid Air Touring.